I now understand why the Clippers did what they did, and I also see Chris' side of it. Here's what I don't understand. They knew Chris was this guy.
Yeah.
Momo. They knew this. They had him for 5 years. They were surprised that he was vocal and holding people accountable.
Yeah, they thought he was going to change his approach.
That's the inexcusable thing to me.
Yeah.
That they are now acting like they didn't know they knew, like they didn't know what they were getting. They knew exactly what they were getting, didn't they?
They did, and there's a couple things. They'll say, okay, before he even signed, there were so many meetings where they said, this is going to be your role. You're not going to play very much. Some nights you're going to play, other nights you're not. We want you to be kind of show some leadership. You got gravitas, or you're credible.
Right.
It's a great story. And he started 82 games for San Antonio. He's a guy who, like, James Harden's out, he can fill in and run the offense for a game. Okay, that's how they saw him. And this is also, and this is something I wrote, but I think I can say it even more clearly on the radio. When there is a leadership vacuum, someone will fill it. Like Kawhi Leonard, not really a leader, great player.
Not
James
vocal,
Harden, great player, not vocal.
Yep.
Like, they're not bad leaders. They just don't really do it. That's not their thing. And so when you bring a guy like Chris Paul in, and you know him, he knows you, etc., he's gonna do what Chris Paul. He's gonna try to show leadership. So some of the things early on where he would, like, he invited guys to his suite at the Rams game. And he threw a Halloween party, and then no one came. And after they get worked the first night in Utah, which is this great.
That is the saddest thing.
It was
throwing
really
a Halloween party. And
like
three
players came. I think Brad Beal came and Zubac and
that is
and
really
you're like,
sad.
Yeah,
he's trying to build.
If LeBron throws a Halloween party, how many people do
Everyone's
you
gonna
think
be
are
there.
skipping it?
Yeah,
Like,
They'll do
think
a
about
live
this.
podcast from LeBron's one.
Like, think about, he's trying to be like, I'm going to try to help you build some culture.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring guys over to my house, or let's work out together. Let's have a Halloween party. His wife and he threw this party at the suite after the Halloween game, and like 3 players came. And I mean, so he's trying to fill the leadership void the way he does. And every time he did it, they would sort of recoil, like, ugh, I don't know, too much. And then they started losing.
Right.
Like, they didn't win a game for 2 weeks. And he's not part of the solution. He's older. He's slower defensively. I think they're getting killed. They got to start putting some young guys in there. He's getting blown by defensively. So they go, hey, you're going to be out. We're going to try something new. They take him out. This is the first time he's gotten coach's decision DNP his entire career.
Yeah,
Right.
like even going back to elementary school.
That's hard.
So
okay?
let me ask you this: the TikTok of the way it went down.
Yeah.
Because there was a delayed flight, and then it didn't. How describe exactly?
Do you mean the last day?
Correct, the last day. The way that went down.
So it starts in the game against Dallas, which ends up being his last game, and this is a weird game where Kawhi's on a minutes restriction, but something got messed up. Like, I think Batum checked himself out of a game and subs Kawhi in. Like, literally checks himself out. Subs Kawhi in. I think Batum had played 19 straight minutes. Subs Kawhi in. Kawhi's up against a minutes restriction, so they immediately take Kawhi out. And then when he goes back in, he's just got a couple minutes left on his allowance, right? And he's guarding Klay Thompson. And Chris is like...
Who moves without the ball
and
as
who was torching the Clippers. And Chris says in the huddle, like, hey, think we might want to switch Chris Dunn on him? Like, Kawhi, you're up against your minutes limit. Like, maybe this is not a good thing here. And that's not what that's – I mean, it's something I think he's done on other teams.
Right.
You're a point guard. You suggest things. It was just a suggestion. They actually take the suggestion. I think Klay hits a shot right afterwards. Then they switch him back on. Like, I watched the end of that game.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next morning, Van Gundy is upset. He runs the defense. He's like, what are you doing? You're switching my coverages? Like, and Chris goes, I didn't switch it. I just suggested it. And this didn't go over very well with Jeff. Those two butted heads the whole season.
Yeah,
okay? And they're on the plane, and Chris at this point, I mean, they've already given him so many talks and warnings and da-da-da-da-da. He gets on the plane, and he goes over to Kawhi and Chris Dunn on the plane, kind of like stands up in the aisle. He's kind of creating a scene, right? Says, did I suggest it or did I change the coverage? And they go, no, you suggested it. So it's kind of, in everybody's face.
So
you can see
I'm not doing what you're telling me I'm doing. So
but if you're
they felt shown up.
Yeah, and also then later on, like I think Van Gundy says, you may have had the leeway to do that on other teams, but you don't have that. So when he lands, he posts the leeway Instagram thing, like leeway, and they put the definition of like.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it was just going to continue, and my whole takeaway is, this is way too much drama for like the 12th guy in your roster. And there's everyone's at fault here. And when you come down to the one thing I still can't get over is like, I think there's so many other ways they could have done this without sending him home, because that meeting starts at 11 p.m. Eastern. It's in Lawrence Frank's room at the Four Seasons. There was some delay as a flight delay. And then I think Chris was watching his kid's game on his iPad, so it didn't start right away. But, like, this thing lasts for 3 hours. He, at one point, brings Brooke Lopez in.
Right, as a character witness, right?
Like, imagine Brooke Lopez coming in at midnight going, what the hell's going on in here?
Right.
What do you want from me?
All right.
Okay, so then they say to him, like, hey, let's work together on how we release this. And at that point, he was, not happy. And they were like, let's do this okay. Let's put a statement out together. Yeah. We still want to retire your jersey one day. And he was like,
instead, Chris released it on social media at 3:00 in the morning. Yeah. So the whole thing was like, all right. So, Ramona, the first thing I didn't understand is I thought they should have known what they were getting because they had him there before. But here's the other thing. This was in a little bit predictable. I'm like the world's biggest Russell Westbrook fan, as everybody knows. You cannot put Russell Westbrook on your team and not play him. If you put Russell Westbrook on your team and don't play him, it's over. He is going to it's going to be he'll go nuts. He'll say, why aren't I playing? I don't understand. He's so competitive. Chris Paul's the exact same way. How did someone, and you and I disagreed that the Clippers have a smart front office. I don't think they're very smart. You do. How is a smart front office not seeing what I saw, what anyone who knows Chris Paul and knows how competitive he is should have known?
Well, also, he played really well in the preseason. So that was some of the reporting.
And in your story, you mentioned he played like 18 minutes a game in the preseason.
Yeah, he played like 19 minutes a game in the preseason. That's like much bigger role than they had talked about. And the second unit was kicking the starter's ass every day.
Right.
Yeah. So he's running the second unit like we're beating everybody. It kind of empowered him.
Which is, by the way, exactly what you want from a second unit if you're a coach.
100%. And Ty was feeding it. Ty was like, this is great. I like the competition. But then when they start losing, they got to find answers. And they stop playing him. And he's going to them saying, hey, I played on Oklahoma City. Why don't you ask me about Shea? Why don't you ask me about Devin Booker? I got ideas, And they're like, and this is just me editorializing. I'm going to say this because I like to quote my therapist. She's great. My therapist always tells me, when you offer your opinion without being asked, people see it as judgment.
That is true.
Let's cut that up. That's a good one.
But we always say you can accept or reject.
Yes, you can accept or reject feedback.
You know what? I offer my opinion all the time without being asked. I gotta watch it.
We're talk show hosts. We offer our opinion.
That's why we pay you this.
Yeah.
But theoretically, you're being asked for your opinion by virtue of the fact that you're on the air.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. You're clear.
We're in the opinion business. Can you hang out a little bit?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, we're going to talk to Dr. Clapper.
Yeah.
Then I want to ask you a whole bunch of